Good evening, good morning, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. The game has truly been good to me. Today, I want to go down a few paths. Anybody who wants to jump in, feel free to let me know. I don't know whether or not you have been made aware of what's happening in Bitcoin. It's something that has crossed over into mainstream media. Bitcoin only jumps into the media when one of two things happens. One, someone really smart says Bitcoin is going to fail, that it cannot succeed. And the other thing that happens is when cryptocurrency does very, very well. Well, today it's done better than it ever has before. And I want to tell you a little bit about history on Bitcoin, give you some insight on how I deal with Bitcoin. First, let me show you something just for context. Okay. This is Bitcoin throughout the day. Oh, look, it went down at the end of the day. This is Bitcoin for the past year. Bitcoin, all-time high. One Bitcoin, of which you don't have to buy an entire Bitcoin, is now at $22,598.80. Early question people ask, do I have to buy a full Bitcoin? No, you buy whatever you can. Leads me into my first area of how I invested in Bitcoin. Well, I invested in Bitcoin starting about 8 years ago, doing the same thing I do with any mutual fund or stock. I'm not a stock person. I'm more of a mutual fund cryptocurrency person. Dollar cost averaging. Google. Let's see, it's going to be called dollar cost averaging. So one of the first questions, which is usually the wrong question to ask first, is why? How much do I put in cryptocurrency to start? I don't know. How much do you want to put in? I always tell people, every time you get paid, a certain percentage has to go for you, has to be saved, has to be put away for later. A certain percentage needs to be put into investments. Okay? That's dollar cost averaging. That's just saying that every time I get my salary, I don't care if it's once a week, once a month, I don't care if it's commission, this percentage of my income is going to be put away in my investments. For the sake of today, we're going to say that investment for me is cryptocurrency. So here I'm going to give you a quick link if you want to know more about dollar cost averaging. An educator actually goes into it for about 3 minutes and talks about it. That's what I've done for years. I've been in cryptocurrency for, let's call it 8 years. And I put a little bit in whenever I get a little bit of money. The second thing is, well, Bitcoin has, like a lot of investments, it goes up sometimes and it goes down. But the trick to investments is when it goes down, you're looking for investments that don't go down as far as they did when they were down before. They go up a little bit more. They go down, they go up a little bit more. Okay. Pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. Everyone wants to see their investment go to the moon. In Bitcoin, we always say to the moon. But everyone has to look inside their heart and say, well, wait a minute. If I put in X dollars, and over a period of time, that amount of money gained X plus 10%, X plus 50%, X plus 100%. Where do I jump off? Where do I say I've earned enough to not want to stay inside this investment, even if it's still going up, but to do something called taking a profit? I knew what my number was. Today, that number hit. Did I take everything out of cryptocurrency? No, not at all. What I did do was take out the profits that I had made and left an amount equal to my initial investment. Hey, Tay International, I can't speak on anybody else's expertise or whether anybody or not knows anything about Bitcoin. As far as me, I would never consider myself an expert. What I can say is that I've done two things that give me the authority to be a subject matter expert on this. And I'll show you what those two things are, Tay, for anybody else who wants to know. One of those is going to be this. Everyone knows, as part of being a man, I talk about you have to read one book a month or you have to be in class for something. One of the things I did is I took a 12-week course at the University of Nicosia, Introduction to Digital Currencies. while I was running all my other businesses, while I was doing all my other things, I still managed to get an 84.2 out of 100. Okay, that's by Professor Andreas Homaitis, who was the primary professor. The secondary professor was a man named Andreas Antonopoulos. He is someone who is the godfather of cryptocurrency. He is someone who anyone who wants to really start looking at what is cryptocurrency, I want you to follow him on Twitter. If you do nothing else but say, I just want to follow somebody on Twitter and just the things that they say, even the things you don't understand, I want you to go ahead and just look at them and say, hey, I'm going to Google the words he's using. That's what I just started Googling the words he's using. I'm going to show you his Twitter so that everybody can get he's one of the people that I would put the word expert on, by the way, would be this guy. That guy he's the man. He is a cryptocurrency expert. Brother Howard Cooper, thank you. That $20 is going to go into the next round of my Bitcoin purchases, in case you were wondering. And I was just saying before you dropped in, follow Andreas Antonopoulos. Follow Andreas for Bitcoin. That guy. You definitely want to follow Andreas Antonopoulos. So Tay, I hope that what I said answered the questions that you had, Tay. So where was I? Oh, okay. There we go. Andreas, it should be an S there. And so with cryptocurrency, dollar cost averaging over a period of time. Now, I knew how much I want to see my profit return before I got out. When it hit that number today, I shaved off the profits, left the principal. I'm not out of the game. And I told myself, I said, if cryptocurrency continues to increase, am I just going to be being greedy? Am I just being greedy? And I've got, there we go. So what I'm looking at right now is telling everybody, this is what you want to do. You want to study what, and I'm not going to say all cryptocurrency. I would say to study Bitcoin, find a qualified teacher, follow who they are. There is a book that I read. I'm not going to tell you this is an easy book to read. What I did is I created a mastermind group. What is a mastermind group? A mastermind group is a group of people who get together to study something specific to learn. This is something else I did. See, everybody wants to believe that learning anything profitable should be fast and easy. It's not. This book. I endorse this book by guess who? Andreas Antonopoulos. I fully endorse that book as something you can read with your friends or take one of his classes, and that will give you some fundamentals on Bitcoin. I'll tell you another way that Bitcoin has made me money before today, because before I pulled my money out of Bitcoin, it made me money. How did it make me money? Well, if I'm putting money in the bank has the audacity, and it's an audacity because it's something that it's normal for us, but it's still kind of weird when you really scrutinize it. Isn't it weird that banks charge you money to hold your money that they're going to spend or loan to other people for money and get an interest rate from them? That's weird. To a cryptocurrency, you're not paid a holding fee. And the few pennies that you pay for any of the transfers they're literally pennies. They're literally pennies. So now what am I looking at? Now I'm looking at a place where I can store, and it's something called a store of value. Okay, it's called a store of value. When you have a store of value, you have a situation where you can put your money away and not spend money waiting for money. Does that make sense? Not spend money letting somebody else hold your money. The other thing I would tell you about cryptocurrency and the way it's going to make you money over the long term is because you can take it anywhere. This is something that I've learned. People know I've traveled all over the world. I've lived in about 15 countries. Well, I can take my cryptocurrency everywhere because I can just log into, I could go to I'm not suggesting you do this. This is just a random example. This is not a safe nor secure method. Theoretically, any country I'm living in could say, hey, we hate everybody named YusefWateef, get out. No, you don't have time to get your stuff. Here's your passport. And they just throw me out of an airplane with a backpack with oh yeah, okay, here you go, Tay. What'd you say? Andreas has a lot of good info out there. Even YouTube's going back years. Yeah, he does. He does. I would say mastering Bitcoin and the class, and I'll put that up again at the end of class. I would say look for the class that I took, the Introduction to Cryptocurrencies. It's huge. It took me 12 weeks to take the class. One of the best decisions I've made. I can go be thrown out of a country, go to a corner store, buy a $10 burner phone, log into my cryptocurrency account, find a place that buys cryptocurrency or a person that buys cryptocurrency, send it to them and get some cash, and I'm back on my feet. I'm back in the game. Go to the mall, get some new shoes, new clothes, find out what I have to do again. See, that's what cryptocurrency does. Whereas if you're thrown out of a country or you don't like the country you're in, you're tied to that banking system 100%. 100% tied to that banking system, no matter what. I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute. What cryptocurrency has done for me, I hope it does the same thing for you, was get you to ask the right questions. Why do we do the things with our money that we do? I got into cryptocurrency. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you the dirty on my cryptocurrency exposure early on. I was living in Shanghai, China, and my friends kept talking about how the Chinese government, arguably the either first or second most ruthless, oppressive government that we know of, I would say North Korea and China are two, probably North Korea is number one. The Chinese government couldn't figure out a way to get rid of cryptocurrency. And I thought, well, why is that? Can't they just go turn off their bank? Can't they just go turn off their, and then I found out, oh, as long as one person downloads cryptocurrency software to their computer, to their phone, it lives on. It's like a zombie virus. As long as one person has it, everybody can get it. So now they're in a situation where you have citizens saying, I don't like your banking system. Furthermore, I want more control over my own money. Furthermore, I don't want anyone telling me that I can't send money to my cousin in another country without serious scrutiny or without heavy taxation. See, the world would have you believe that anybody who's sending money to somebody in another place that doesn't want you to know about it is going to be the next, cartel, criminal, mafioso. That's actually not true. What they don't want is the remittance of funds outside a country leaving their country. The United States struggled with one big issue. Okay, one of the things, yeah, Green Machine, it's going crazy right now. I want you to go back to the beginning of this video when we're done. And I talked about how I shaved off my profit, left my principal. And one of the things I'm looking at right now is, am I going to leave that principal in if it continues to grow? What they don't want are people being able to send their money anywhere in the world and not have it checked. Right now, I'm dealing with somebody who says that they can't, for some reason, get into the chat section. See how that goes. I'm looking, and I'm looking at the person. Let's see. Thanks, and peace to you too. Let's see here if this can. No, it looks like we have somebody saying that they've got a problem logging in, and I don't know why they're not able to leave a comment. I'm going to have to look into that later. So with the Bitcoin right now, they believe it's something called a bubble. They believe it's called a bubble because a bubble is when the price of something gets really inflated and then it gets popped like a pin. I'm going to look up here. Let's see. I'm going to give you a clear definition. See, a lot of people think that the cryptocurrency is going through a bubble right now, which it might be. Things in the world are causing people to abandon normal currency. Let me be clear. What people are doing is abandoning currency. They're saying, I don't trust putting money in US dollars. I don't trust putting money in euro. I don't trust putting money in pound sterling. I'm going to put my money in something that's not attached to a country because that's something that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand that cryptocurrency, like any currency, is only worth the trust that people put in it. Do you believe that the American dollar, you know, my country, America, do you believe the American dollar is worth what it's worth because you can go to a division of the United States banks, any of the United States federal banks, and take gold out equivalent? I can't take $1,000 to any United States bank and say, hey, give me a chunk of gold because that's what I want instead of this money. No, there's no gold to back up the US dollar. It's faith. It's just the faith that people have that the country behind this dollar won't go belly up. They'll be able to pay their debt, that I'll be able to use this greenback to buy something later. Here you go. If you guys want to see what's a bubble, go there. You know, Green Machine, I hope it's right. I hope you're right. You said there's been a lot of institutions dropping big money right now. Yes. Yes. A lot of large institutions, and I hope they do. I hope that they keep just pumping this thing up because I've made my profit and then some. But if with what I've left in, I can continue to make more, I'm all for it. Brother Craig said, hey, checking in. Food explanation of what fiat currency is about. It's all about good faith. I know you meant good explanation, although food explanation, maybe that's something in the back of your mind saying we need to go hang out for lunch on Saturday. You said food explanation. Maybe that's something in your head telling you that you need to go ahead and say, yeah, let's get together Saturday and get something to eat. I think that's what's happening, Craig. So as long as those institutions keep pumping money into it, keep inflating the value, that's fine. Because here's what my plan is. If the situation occurs where it keeps increasing in value and it's already gone way past my expectations, I'm just going to clear out of Dodge, take all of it out, and when the bubble pops and the price drops again, I'll throw a little bit more money back in there. I've already won. But as I've said in other videos, I don't have any big wins on my resume. I don't have any major victories anywhere in my life. I've got a bunch of small wins. I'm that dude that's I'm just constantly trying to get to first base. If I can get to first base, I'm gonna start thinking about second base. You know, I didn't get big muscles by having people ask me, what's your 1 rep match for deadlift? What's your 1 rep max for bench press? I don't know. I just do basic 5x5s of a heavy amount of weight, and I do it all the time. And lo and behold, I got stronger. That's it. I don't have any, this is going to make me a whole lot of money quick. I didn't get into cryptocurrency thinking next year I'm going to be out of control saying, look at me, and all the Bitcoin money I made with little effort. It didn't work that way for me. Some of you, it might have. There might be somebody out there right now who understands the game better than I did. Let's see. Yep. Slow and steady wins the race. That's how you do it. What are you saying here? Let's see. Green Machine. Bitcoin is going live in the S&P Dow Jones Indices of 2021. Green Machine. Now listen. Can you get me something to back up what you just said? If you can tell me that you have a link to back that claim up, I mean, yeah. I mean, I want you to be right, but extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and I so hope you can give me some evidence on that one, Green Machine. So that's what I'm saying, is that slow and steady wins the race. That dollar cost averaging, Everyone here know, well, maybe you don't know. Let me show you what I do. I've got a couple of small businesses, and I'm going to show you what my primary is right now. For anyone who doesn't know, you can always find me professionally on LinkedIn. Excuse me. I'm going to put my link here. I'm going to say, add me on LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is going to have a few things for you, but I'm going to show you what I do professionally. I'm going to show you, let's see, peer circle, what I'm about, featured, dashboard. Right now, what do? Am I going to quit my job tomorrow because I had a good day in cryptocurrency? No. What I do right now is, the past couple of years out of Brazil, expat relocation services. People that want to come to Brazil and legally reside here who need information about and help getting processed through CPF, visa, residence, Brazilian social security number, getting on the healthcare plan, all those things that you have to go through if you want to legally live in a country, not just hot-footed over there and hope they don't catch you when you overstay your visa. These are people that actually want that long-term, I want to live in another country for a year or more, or maybe the rest of my life. That's what they hire me to do. That's what my company does. I also say, if you don't read the resume, that's fine when you add me on LinkedIn. If you don't read the resume, it doesn't bother me at all. I want you to go down and read things like this. I want you to read what my clients have said about me. These are things, and you can pause the video right now and read these for yourself, but these are business professionals who will attest to the quality of the work that I provide. And that's another thing about investing. I'm not a professional investor. Green Machine said, hold on. He said, here you go. Hold on. Let me click this link. Green Machine came through in the clutch. Let's see. CoinDesk S&P Dow Jones Indices. Let's see. Green Machine brought in the goods. Look at this. Let me share this with everybody. Excuse me. S&P Dow Jones Indices launched crypto indices in 2021. Look at that. S&P Dow Jones Indices, a major financial data firm, said Thursday it will launch customizable crypto index and service in partnership with a crypto data provider, Luca. Poised to become a hub for cryptocurrency pricing data at a time when more Wall Street investors than ever are searching. This year's bull run is said to be driven by institutions angling for exposure to Bitcoin. That's exactly what we said. What's happening right now? Institutions have realized they can't stop it. And if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. They couldn't stop. And quite frankly, I am so glad I'm still in the game. I'm so glad that my patience has paid off. If we continue, now in a perfect world, if I had my ruthers, as people would say in those old movies, cryptocurrency goes up for another week or two. I cash out some more money. Then it tanks really hard. Then I dump all the money back in. And then before 2021, when the S&P and all those people show their hand and show how interested they are in it, I'm already back in the game. I know that's greedy and selfish. That's the capitalist in me. It's that American capitalist in me. I can't not think about people who come to my channel. Know I talk about three things. I talk about world travel a lot, not just my life in Brazil. I talk about social issues. I talk about money. Money is my favorite thing to talk about. I love talking about money. I really do. Money makes me feel good. Money is freedom. I didn't say rich or poor, but when you've got enough money to be able to say, I don't have to do anything dishonorable for money. When you can say, I know that if things go bad, I'll be okay for a period of time longer than most. When you have the money to be able to say, if I see something that I feel is going to do even better in the future, I can take some of the money I have and put it into that. You guys can thank money for my voice. The reason I can just go online and just put my dick on the table and tell everybody about my life and the things that I do and what I want to do and what I'm afraid of and what I'm not afraid of, I don't work for anybody else. I put myself financially in a position to be able to be honest all the time. I work for some phenomenal financial institutions when I was a financial professional in the United States. And I had to toe the company line. Now that I'm free, I'm off the chain. Thank you, money. Thank you, Bitcoin. Thank you, American capitalist system that taught me to be legal and greedy. Let's get back. I'm having money fantasies. Oh, now look at you. You just, yeah. I'm having money fantasies. Sorry about that. So here's where we are. A few people have private messaged me and said, can you give me the name of a place where I can buy and sell cryptocurrency? And I said, I'm not going to do that because I don't feel comfortable right now giving you an endorsement of something that could change on a heartbeat. I look at different places and I put my money in different places at different times. If I came to you and I said, I want you to go to Round Brush to buy and sell your crypto, this video will live on past the point where I say, oh, Round Brush isn't doing as well anymore, so I'm going to go over to Oval Brush. Now, maybe Round Brush is still okay, but I'm doing you a disservice by only telling you about this one. What I'd like to do is put us in a situation where if I can help you, I will. If I can talk to anybody privately. Green Machine is just bringing the hammer. What else you got to say? Fidelity Mutual also have put together a crypto mutual realer. Now, here's where it's going to get weird. Cryptocurrency was very specifically put together in a way to make it very difficult for institutions to use it the right way. So I'm very curious to see how they do that. Fidelity also. And see, this is some more bullshit that they're using to get average people, average blue collar people out of the game. Fidelity launches inaugural Bitcoin fund for wealthy investors. Do you know you don't have to have any money to get into Bitcoin? You can get paid $100 a week and take $10 and buy it into Bitcoin. Right now, there are people in developing nations. There are guys in Brazil, born in places with fewer opportunities than any other place in America, who took their 4-year-old cell phone, put a little bit of money into cryptocurrency and started buying and selling different cryptocurrencies and built their wealth up. You don't need to be wealthy to do this. That's a lie that you have to. The fact that they have a fund that they say is for wealthy is what they're doing is they're going to say, they could say, here's our minimum investment, and I understand that. But to say, oh, you know, we build it for wealthy people, that really bothers me. That really bothers me that they did that. But I understand. As I said earlier, if anybody is looking at the things that I'm talking about here, let's see. Things that I'm talking about here, I'll also tell you that I do Patreon, which is where we get into a lot of the less fun, but deeper look financial things. I bring in guests that talk about their businesses, how they start their businesses, how they fund their businesses, how their businesses benefit them. I mean, just lots of stuff that on YouTube, you wouldn't enjoy it. This is my Patreon, and I'm not going to go through the self-masturbatory issue of reading each one of those lines. I invite you to click the link that I just put into the chat. Read those, and if the things that I do are things that will help you or things that you have more deeper questions on, I want you to go to my Patreon, join us there. That's where we can talk. Brother Craig said, learn about blockchain first, crypto becoming so mainstream that you can purchase on Cash App and PayPal. Yes, and what scares me is that when it becomes too accessible. No, that's wrong. I'm wrong. Let me tell you why I'm wrong. I don't want there to be any limit on this. I think that the people who go out and spend their money without knowing what they're doing, we're going to spend their money without knowing what they were doing on anything. So there should be no barrier of entry, because there are going to be a lot of us who do our homework before we put our money out there. We do get the book. We do talk to the person. Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad that you can buy it on Cash App and PayPal. Now, here's what I will tell you. Read everything. I know we're all in the habit of saying, just click accept. You know, you download a new app, click accept. When you do these things, and they say on Cash App and on PayPal, you're going to click yes, read it. And anything you don't understand, copy paste it into Google, right? And if there's something you don't understand about one of the ways they're talking about purchasing or holding your cryptocurrency, keep doing that with all the different things until you find one that doesn't have that clause in it. It'll have a different clause that you might not like, but at least then you understand what your money is doing. This stuff takes time. It takes sweat equity. Right now, against every fiber of my being, you know, I'm going to say, if today is the first time you really looked at cryptocurrency because it's doing so well, make today the first day of your cryptocurrency education, not the first day of your cryptocurrency or Bitcoin investment. If I can do anything for you, I'm here, right? The books are here. If you came in late, go back. Look at the things that we talked about. Look at the things I pointed out in the beginning, the links that I gave everybody. If you haven't, I want everyone here to make sure they do the whole like, share, subscribe, and comment. Why? Because that's how this channel grows. If we don't do those things, we go stagnant. And the people here have shown me that you really appreciate the quality of the work that I bring to you. And I'm so proud to be able to do that. And I want to say thank you. The guests that I have, the people that come here regularly. Let's see. So like, share, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you share this on someplace like Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, because this is how everybody comes in. I'll tell everybody to do the same thing. Come in, subscribe for a month. If you don't like the things that you see here, that's fine, leave. But make sure you give it a chance. Now, what does Green Machine say? How are you trading your cryptocurrency to minimize the fees? Let's have that discussion here on Patreon to minimize the fees. That's kind of a discussion that may get technical, and I want to make sure I have that kind of time to talk to you and some other people about it. And you said the problem with those two, and I believe you're talking about, hold on, when you say the problem with those two, I believe you're talking about buying cryptocurrency on PayPal or Cash App. Either you can't move it off their network as you understand it. That's another thing. If you're buying cryptocurrency on somebody's platform, and that platform says, oh, no. It's got to stay here with us. You can buy it and sell it here, but you can't go across the road or they might give you a better price. That's not for you. The spirit of cryptocurrency is the ability to go where you please, when you please. All right. I know I don't normally give homework, but I'd like everybody here to start with reading one thing. Before you read the book that I referenced earlier, I want you to read the white paper. The white paper is something that's in every cryptocurrency. It's their thesis. It's their constitution. It's their ability to say, here is what we're looking at. I'm going to give you the link to the white paper where it has it in all different languages. Read the Bitcoin white paper. And I'm going to show you how short it is. I think it's like 7 pages. English, right? I'm going to click English. And look, this is written in small font. Let's see if we can make it a little bit bigger. Zoom in a bit. There we go. And it's 9 pages. You can do 9 pages. You can do 9 pages. Please read this Bitcoin PDF. It's not even, it's 9 pages with pictures. This will give you a beginning understanding of even some of the more complicated things, but it's only 9 pages. And there have been entire YouTube videos and books written about how to understand that 9 pages. that's going to be your end. That's going to be your end. Uh-oh. Black King Abroad said, Cash App, you can move. PayPal, just custody, you cannot transfer. I don't know. I don't put any of my cryptocurrency in those places. As I said, Green Machine asked some technical questions on how I deal with my cryptocurrency and moving between different places. That's something we're going to talk about on Patreon soon. For the people who came in late, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And also go back to the beginning of this video and watch some of the things we talked about. Having said that, I hope all of you are safe. I hope all of you have a great night together. All right? Thank you. And hope you all have a profitable Christmas like I am.